Hello everybody. Welcome back to some more action from the League of Dracula. I know it's been a little while on the channel, I do apologise. Combination of work and being sick has got in the way of recording for the tournament. So yeah, apologies if you're a regular viewer, apologies for that. However, I want to say a huge shout out to everybody else in the community who's been recording games. It's been absolutely fantastic to see a real sort of group effort to try and record as many of these final stage matches as possible. So huge thanks to, I'm going to probably forget somebody, I do apologise, WcKaczek and jbphilly. Strider656 has been involved, maybe not doing any streaming, but behind the scenes trying to help people out, which is great. And also WcKaczek is a brand new content creator for Fury of Dracula, so please go and give all these people subscribes, right? You'll find their channel links in the description of this video. So please do go and check them out and give them some support and some love. It's really great that we've got even more content creators now, so that we can all, spread the workload around. So then, when we do record, then we can do it to the best of our ability. It's fantastic, and then we can get as many games to you as possible. And remember, all the games, doesn't matter who's recording them, if it's me or somebody else, it all goes into a communal playlist called the League of Dracula 2023 playlist. You can find that in the link of this description. At the link of this description, sure. You'll find a link in the description of this video, and you can also find it on my channel too. So go and check it out. All the games will be there. I've seen that Quincy is still uploading games from earlier on in the competition, but I'm still adding them to the playlist. When I've got time, I'm going to edit the playlist around so they're all in the right order, more or less. So everything's going to keep being added in until the tournament's done. So yeah, we're approaching the end now. So what I've got for you today is take advantage of a free morning. My work's a bit antisocial, so whenever the matches are on, I'm either at work or asleep, or kind of like in between the two. But in the mornings, I'm kind of free, and so it means I can kind of take advantage a little bit. And I'm going to spectate or do a post-game analysis for you of a game that was recorded last night, as of the time of recording, between WcKaczek and jbphilly. We're going to be seeing it from jbphilly's perspective. So we're actually going to be seeing the Dracula perspective. I don't think I've done a post-game kind of reaction to Dracula perspective in quite a long time. So this is going to be fun. So obviously we're not going to be able to play the game, I wonder where Dracula is, but we're going to play the game in terms of what maybe the hunters might have. And we'll see how it goes. So we'll pick it apart and we'll find out what's happening, give it some commentary. I think at the very, very beginning, I just checked that everything was working okay. Philly is potentially going to talk a little bit during the video. I'll try and not talk over him, okay? But that might happen. I might just pause the video if need be, if I want to chat in more detail about something. But anyway, so that's probably the advantage of doing post-game. I can sort of stop and analyse things a bit more, but obviously you're not going to get maybe the same kind of like adrenaline rush as in the previous game. I don't know who's won this. I went around on the Discord telling people, don't tell me spoilers, I don't want to know. Right, I'm going to do post-game, so I have no idea who's going to win this. From the length of the video, I can maybe make some guesses about what's going to happen, but this tournament has thrown up lots of weird shenanigans, so I don't even want to say anymore. So yeah, well, anyway, we'll get into it, and then I'll kind of talk about the permutations for the league and everything. So let's get going, without further ado. How much IDS you want?
Okay.
Beats me.
I'm putting my perspective here, so I'll probably be mumbling intermittently while playing and kind of articulating my thoughts somewhat. But ideally, Scott sort of mentioning he might come back and record a post-game commentary.
Yep, on it.
He might come back and record a post-game commentary about this. Which probably end up being a lot better than mine.
Nah, don't worry, Philly. You do what you have to do.
I just realized that I didn't even get all my note-taking materials together, so I'm a mess. And yeah, as WcKaczek was pointing out, my IDS is not in such a hot position, so this is a must-win game for me. I absolutely have to win.
Yeah, agreed.
I absolutely have to win if I want to stay in the running for first place. But as he's pointing out, I could win and still not win first place because of IDS. Because WcKaczek has yet to lose a game.
No, WcKaczek's lost one.
And he had a couple of pretty big IDS wins.
Yeah, that's true.
Recently, not against me, I'll say, but
Yeah. So
oh, interesting. Okay, so he's doing this.
Sorry. So yeah, the permutations kind of are WcKaczek's at the top at the moment. Now the problem is, I'm having to try to remember because I'm not going into the background and putting in all the results of the matches because my collaborator normally does that. So I don't know the most up-to-date league table, but what we do know is that WcKaczek has played 6 matches out of 8. This is his 7th game that we're about to watch. So he has 1 more left against Pizza Wizard next week. And that's the final week, and it's all done. And he's currently, from 6 matches, he's 5-1. Pizza Wizard, I think, fingers crossed I got this right, as of the time of recording, Pizza Wizard was 4-2. But obviously he's going to play another game this week, and then he's got a game against WcKaczek next week. And then jbphilly, I don't know. I don't know if Philly is 3-2 or 4-2. I'm not too sure. But yeah, I think it's only 3-2. But yeah, the IDS is not. Maybe Philly's got a double game week next week. Maybe that's what's going on there. So yeah, maybe that's what's happening. Only 1 game this week. So yeah, basically the deal is here. If WcKaczek wins this game, he'll be 6-1. It is possible for Pizza Wizard to catch him. But Pizza would have to win both of the games, including against WcKaczek, and WcKaczek will be Dracula for that. I was trying to think about the permutations earlier, because like even if Philly beats WcKaczek here, Pizza Wizard would still have to beat WcKaczek. So I don't think Philly beating WcKaczek makes it easier for Pizza Wizard. I think it maybe only makes it easier potentially in terms of IDS. If WcKaczek wins all of his matches except the one against Pizza Wizard, there's maybe a chance that Pizza Wizard would have to beat him by like a very big IDS swing. Maybe. But Pizza Wizard's IDS is pretty good as well. But maybe the only thing is then, if WcKaczek loses here to jbphilly and Pizza Wizard wins his next game, then in that final match between Pizza Wizard and WcKaczek, maybe Pizza Wizard just has to beat WcKaczek. Then he won't have to win by like this massive IDS swing, I think. So it will pretty much, if that's what happens, it will come down to that last game. But the key thing for Philly here is like if Philly wants to win, he has to beat WcKaczek. So that's the thing that's kind of the determining factor. And also Pizza Wizard might take it, from like a psychological perspective. Oh, WcKaczek's losing. That's good for me. But I don't think it affects maybe too much what Pizza Wizard has to do. But obviously when the league table gets published, we'll know more about it. If I'm able to, I'll do like a roundup video. I haven't had any time to do any roundup videos. I'm really sorry. And try and talk about permutations. Hopefully, I don't know if I need to check the fixtures. If anybody's playing their game in advance this weekend, that might also disrupt things. But anyway, so yeah, for Philly's perspective, he has to win here. If he wants to stay in contention,
it is tempting to start somewhere close to Mina and try to take advantage of that. I had been considering an Amsterdam start before this, just kind of going through the possibilities. That's one that I like a lot. This makes me think, oh, maybe do I want to do a Barcelona? Or maybe a Nantes start. But I think that I'm going to stick with Amsterdam, because I can start to, if I want to, then I can start to make my way towards Spain. Yeah, Amsterdam is a very good start. It's one of the most inaccessible points on the board, along with Varna, Constanza, Bari.
Yeah. Especially if you hide. Because you have to commit 2 hunters to it.
No such luck. Oh wait. Wow. I almost fucked up.
Whoa!
Time. You do not start in Amsterdam if you want to start in Amsterdam. You start in Cologne or Brussels. So. Yeah,
this hunter start is called the superhero start. Because you've got Gdańsk and Sweden in the same spot. So basically...
newspaper reports. That would be sad.
Yeah, that'd be awkward.
So yeah. I hope I'm focused enough today. I did beat WcKaczek on a friendly game this morning. I think we were both kind of distracted and off our game. I was kind of eating breakfast, and he was, doing whatever in real life, probably in between that was distracting him. So we're both, Jesus. He's probably Cologne and, well, no. I mean, there's a lot of places.
Oh no.
Cologne is only one of the many places that you would potentially scout. Oh, and there it is.
Oh my God.
So the question is now, do I still go to Amsterdam? And I think that depends, actually, on what
love it.
encounters are, because if I have stuff
That's
that
amazing.
benefits from being in Amsterdam, maybe I do it. But like, maybe I don't. The other thing is, Cologne could also be a Strasbourg start.
I don't know.
Okay, Mina already has forewarned.
This is why I don't like Amsterdam, because everyone just checks it. It's like the old island start. Everyone just checks it.
So I have to remember they've got forewarned.
Oof.
I'm not gonna always know who has it, but I am gonna make a note here.
This happened when Peter Wiz and I were playing in that sort of like exhibition match in the spring. We had some shenanigans with Amsterdam, but that was just funny because I was like, "Oh, I'll start in Amsterdam because he started in Amsterdam," so that's very funny.
Okay, what's my hand here? Okay, a couple of reckless. That's nice. A spy. A soil. And rats.
Yeah. I haven't got a good delay encounter for Amsterdam, unfortunately.
Yeah, so it's really like, do I want to? I think I might open with a spy in Strasbourg. Or maybe even Frankfurt, because he's not going to be... It's like a lot less of a place that he'll check.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that.
When he comes in, he's going to be assuming that I'm in Amsterdam. I mean, he obviously, if he gets another hired scouts, he checks Amsterdam. And then finds out immediately that I'm not there, but...
Yeah, apologies if like the game music's really loud.
If I still go to Amsterdam, just put the spy down or something, kind of delay them, or do I put the desecrated soil down and hope that whoever comes in there with a stake doesn't also have Heavenly Host? Problem is, with these two, it's most likely going to be one of them two that comes in, and they for sure have Heavenly Host.
Frankfurt's not a bad spot here.
The question is here.
It's probably the last place they would check, unless they get, as you say,
Strasbourg,
small scouts.
So somebody gets hit by a spy, then they lose their weapon and they can't get it again until they go to a big city.
Yeah. And if you're going to head in the southern part of the board, they're going to have to go up. The closest big cities are north, so they're going to go away from you. So it's not a bad move, actually. I think all things considered, I think it's not bad. And you can even misdirect Cologne. And you could put something delaying in. Yeah. I think Spy is a good shout. Yeah.
Oh, hey,
yeah, I like that. Nice.
Fun.
Right, so I'm going to quickly mute Philly. No disrespect to you, Philly. Just so I can chat about some stuff without talking over each other. So this superhero start is kind of interesting. It's kind of something that I don't even know how that came about. I know I started doing it at one point. I don't want to claim credit for it because I can't actually remember. If someone can remember who actually started it, but the ability is that you can just punt loads of items from Kodami over to Seward really fast. So Seward gets even more equipped, and he's taking advantage of his ability that he can hold more items. So he's going to have more good items. What's the downside? That Mina's suddenly on her own. So now you've got a weak hunter, which she is, on her own. Which is a potential problem. Also means then Psychic Scan is not a thing, and Hypnosis is not a thing. However, I don't really mind that necessarily because I'll quickly pause this before he does his turn. I don't mind that so much. Let me get to the map. There you go. I don't mind that because I normally don't like to Hypnosis in first week. This is something, as a hunter pet, just personally, I am dead against. So I'm never going to use Hypnosis first week. Psychic Scan, maybe, if I've got nothing else to do, but what are the chances that Dracula actually starts in the region next to you? Unlikely. And the thing is, like, if Dracula starts in Austria-Hungary, then, okay, you've got two hunters who are really close by once it's revealed with newspaper reports. So it's not, that big of a deal, really. So I feel like Psychic Scans are maybe more efficient later on in the game. Psychic Scans are something that I'm not very good at. That's probably one of my biggest weaknesses as hunters, just not utilizing that ability enough. But it's later on we want to get Mina and other hunters paired up to try and then quickly scan regions after wolf forms come out, or things like that, or then hypnosis. Because I don't want to use hypnosis in the first week, as a general rule, then I haven't got a problem with Mina being on her own. Of course, then it makes her really weak to a potential attack. If, she gets baited into going up here to Nantes, for example, and then you've got bats waiting for her in Bordeaux, and then you push her back into a vampire, and then maybe Dracula on top of it, or whatever, there's some nasty things that could happen. But, it's okay. Maybe the option is then you start her in Bordeaux, so she's closer to the other two hunters, but then you're leaving Spain open. And then if Dracula's in Spain, she has to enter. And depending on how she enters, she could then get trapped by Dracula. So I'd rather have her here in Madrid. If it's Seward, I don't mind him being on his own in Bordeaux. That's the thing that Peter Wizard does sometimes. Different starts. This is also maybe a counter to the east, because you're getting more items over here, so then it's harder for Dracula to kind of abuse this. We've seen this in the League already, often when WcKaczek plays Dracula. Not that he always does it this way, but it's something that he can do, and other hunters can do it too. And I've something that I've done before in the past as well, where if Dracula's able to stay in the east for quite a long time, he can really abuse the fact that there's not many big cities, they can't get supplied up. So if you've got an extra item here, that might be the difference. Now it's been taken to a whole new level with the whole returning to layers strategy, and they end up with double and triple, encounter cities to deal with. So maybe this is a counter to this. I did also wonder with a lot of Eastern play, is it maybe ideal that we have maybe somebody like Seward in Bucharest, so he's much closer and he kind of blocks off a key city here, and then you can move Godalming over to Munich and have Mina in Madrid, for example, or you can have Mina in the middle in Munich and have Godalming on one side, Seward on the other. I'm not saying this is good. I'm just trying to think about how can you counter these really devastating Eastern starts, where if you make one false move, the entire game just falls apart really quickly as hunters. I'm thinking from a hunter perspective. And then it still keeps a hunter in the middle to deal with Amsterdam, to deal with Hamburg, to deal with Bari, which are quite common starts these days. But then you got one hunter really far away. I don't know. It's always going to be the way that if you move hunters around, then you're going to close up one part of the board, but you're going to open up another part. And that's just always going to be the way. So just trying to find that balance. I think maybe the start that I normally employ, or maybe this superhero start, is the way to go. You don't move a hunter further east, but you have to be incredibly patient the way that you deal with these encounters, and you might have to kind of let a couple of them mature, so then you don't, you lose more than the mature effect, because then if you start losing lots of weapons, or hunters start getting weakened by lots of vampires or bodyguards or whatever at that moment, then it's going to really affect your ability to deal with things later on. The next day and the day after that, the day after that. It has a little bit of a snowball effect. And even if you get a couple of things maturing, well, you might be able to absorb that. If it's like a bodyguard, well, that bodyguard just sits there. And if you get into, a 2 or 3v1 combat with Dracula later, who cares about bodyguards? They're not going to be that useful, depending on, obviously, everything else that's happened before that point. I'm rambling, but, I'm here alone. I can do what I want. Not many Dracula events either in the first couple of days. That's a bit unfortunate for Philly.
These guys are trading items. No big surprises there. Only good thing is
sorry, I've got tea in front of me. That's why I'm making noise.
And with any luck, their horse economy will...
This is what normally happens. Punt lots of things over to Seward, and then Godalming's empty, and he just stocks up again. Apologies if the game...
honestly, to... behind the veil. Well,
yikes.
Fog in there.
Yeah, but there's one vampire gone.
Goes down, which is a real shame. But
I think Philly was right not to put a vampire
I'm
first.
To hide in Frankfurt.
Whoa.
So that the spy can potentially hit the same person, and maybe lose them away one. Honestly.
The
problem with that is it could be Seward that ends up checking that. Okay, folks. It could be Seward that ends up checking that, and then of course it's worthless because. Why that would be a misclick.
I still misread
so
Cologne
I don't
here.
think I'll double spy because Seward could end up coming in. He'll likely have double weapon, And then the spy won't. I mean, it'll still slow him down, but it won't lose the tickets like I want to.
Lol. That's OP. That's the problem. If you're prioritizing knife as weapon, then you got no gun.
Okay, he's just BSing.
As always.
Okay, do I want to play my hoax next?
BM.
Give it a shot at maturing?
I definitely misread Cologne here because... Sorry for that, I'm going to mute you again. Because it then makes the hunters a little bit more wary about stepping onto Cologne, depending on if they try to cut, like the way they rail around here. I think it might make a difference. Playing down double spies, maybe not a bad idea. I probably wouldn't hide though. Hoax is potentially decent. I hold on to the vampire for a bit, and it'll force the hunters to keep holding on to stakes. So then that limits their effectiveness against spies and rats and that sort of stuff, and desperate souls. Hold it till later before you can make like a really big play.
So that makes me think, okay, is a hoax actually so good?
And that's where, you know, then threatening a bats in Cologne is decent.
Rather than later. I'm actually pretty tempted to move one more time wolf form and then misdirect the space before the wolf form, just because he's got such an early lead on knowing where my trail is. Ugh, for fuck's sake. Now he's gonna know that I'm not in Amsterdam, which is very annoying. He's already having amazing luck with this event deck. So, okay, so he knows that I'm not in Amsterdam. So Strasbourg is like the first place he's gonna check after this. So for sure, whatever it was in Strasbourg was not gonna mature. So that's why part of why I didn't put the hoax there. But so, anyways, I think I'm kind of wondering, like, do I want to go to Nuremberg? No, Nuremberg and then Wolfform sucks because then I just go to Zagreb, which
you got two Huns right beside.
And I'm not spoiling for a fight with two of these guys.
Nah.
At least not until after they've had their run-ins with my spies.
Just ask for trouble.
So yeah, that's not a good move. Yeah, for sure he's gonna be checking Strasbourg first thing. Probably by going Munich.
Wolf form to like Venice. Oh, Venice on the rail line. Genoa's no better either. Maybe Venice.
Which then again makes me not want to go to Zurich because I don't know when he's gonna move there. But if I were to move to Zurich now, and then wolf form out of there,
I think you could go to Zurich, wolf form, and then misdirect.
I could get to Genoa,
and then go down the boot. That's a possibility. Drag.
I kind of want to go to. Well, I could go to Geneva. And that's less likely to get jumped on immediately.
Geneva, but then Genoa's a problem. Because you can't wolf form to Venice from Geneva. That's the only thing.
I could also kind of start doing a circle around France and try to end up back at Cologne to make it a double there.
Yeah, could work. Yeah, maybe you could. Yeah, Geneva's not a bad shout.
Geneva, because it's less likely to get pounced on. It's a small city.
I guess you could also go Geneva and Zurich and then Nuremberg, and then hopefully if Suud and Gadami move over to deal with stuff, you can wolf form past them.
Options open for potentially trying to jump back. So the other thing is, when they move, there's a good chance they hop right over Munich. So if I were to go to Munich now, like I may or may not actually get caught by them.
Oh, that's very risky.
That's extremely, extremely risky to do. And again, these guys, it's called the superhero start for a reason. Seward's going to be just chock full of terrible weapons and items that I don't want to face.
Yeah.
So really the tricky thing to do is, of course, to try to jump past these two. But the more optimal thing in most ways is to go towards Mina because she is pretty weak by herself, and so is Van Helsing. So we'll go to Geneva.
Yeah, sounds.
Paris. And I don't think it's time to wolf form yet. I'm gonna put down a hoax. It's gonna get found. It's not gonna mature, but it's gonna delay them.
That's massive.
And I'm not gonna play any rumors. I'm gonna save my rumors and save my fighting vampires.
Could potentially go to Marseille. I know it'll probably get cleared, but then you can hold the bats, and you can put bats into the layered Marseille. And then you can go around Mediterranean Tyrrhenian. If they go onto Marseille, you can punt them backwards. You can buy yourself quite a bit of time.
Other information in the game. While people are choosing what to discard. Okay, he's taking a while, so that's probably good. That probably means he's being forced to throw away good stuff. With any luck, they've drawn 3 horses between the 2 of them. That would be... Oh no, that can't happen because he's got the horse. Okay, what did he throw out? He threw out... Oh wow, nothing good. Garlic's okay, but nothing good. Okay, so holy bullets are out. 2 garlics.
Yeah, apologies. Like the game music is quite loud, but obviously then I want Philly's voice to be as loud as possible.
That means he has a surprising return or not.
Interesting. Maybe it does have a surprising return. Well, no, because you have a dust prompt.
So he's ruling out. It's the amount of searching events that he's had is ridiculous. He's just ruling out every possible place it could go without even having to do his hunters.
But
I mean, the good thing is that means there's less hired scouts later in the game.
That's very true.
He's gonna, have my location narrowed down heavily. That's when he really wants them.
That's right.
Very annoying.
Yeah, that's the way you want to think about it.
Lead on my trail. Like if his guys get stocked up over here, he's gonna be ready to move them really soon, like much sooner than I would like. The only downside of that for me is then he doesn't get as many events.
If hunters are playing well, they'll be able to deal with the first week trail anyway. I know in Central Europe you can kind of hide around a little bit.
Try to click on this defense deck. Some stupid prompt pops up. Okay, crucifix.
But if they're not going to have hired scouts for when you, I don't know, go to Spain, and then go to sea.
A little bit more about who's got what. Okay, so they're at 8 tickets now. Everybody's got 2 tickets, but we don't know how the economy is or if their horses are even safe to use yet. Is full of items and events. Van Helsing's full of items and events. Sword's full of items but not events. Aircraft is spectating. Yeah, my fear is that they start moving early, and like even without events, they know so much about my trail that like if they find Strasbourg or something, they can just be on me. Like if they have a renewed vigor already, they could potentially kill me really fast here just because of how many early events he got and because of the fact that he checked Cologne. And like again, there's no reason at all to go Cologne or Brussels, and he didn't even check both of them. So like if I had just randomly picked Brussels instead, he wouldn't have found me, which is just deeply, deeply annoying. I think it's time to put down the desperate soil.
I'd go to Marseille here because it gives you the potential to do some nasty stuff like putting bats in there.
Okay, well, there's a
for if you do start doing sea travel, because they want to go and cover that port.
He probably has an inkling that I'm moving towards Mina because it's kind of an objectively good thing for Dracula to do. Let's see if I run away. But again, I could start doing my big circle around France. Problem with that is these guys are going to be right up here, and at that point now I've got the 2 badasses and Van Helsing kind of converging on me, and if I'm like in Le Havre trying to get back to a lair in Cologne, the fact that I'll have a double lair in Cologne almost like doesn't matter.
Yeah, because
I can't even draw another fighting vampire to make it a double lair.
Yeah, but you'll reveal yourself, right?
Layers, then I have to
that's the problem.
Move off of it.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Right. Okay. Well, yeah. As if he didn't already know that Strasbourg was part of it. So now he knows that Frankfurt was my first move. So he knows the first 3 spaces of my trail already, and he hasn't even moved a single hunter.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, and there's only been 3 Dracula events so far out of.
These are the kinds of things where Yeah, the luck of the draw can really...
17 supplies! Whoa!
Imagine if he didn't know... Even if he had found me, like, imagine if he didn't know whether or not I was in Amsterdam, Hamburg, or what.
I mean, that's insane. Look at all...
Frankfurt, straight for Strasbourg. It's gonna be on my ass so fast.
Look at all these hunter events. This is insane.
The good thing is, though, the spies are gonna buy me a lot of time, because these two are gonna get hit with spies. Maybe one each, maybe one of them gets hit twice.
Yeah.
Either way, it's good, because that really slows them down and shuts down their ability to jump on me. So
yeah,
I'm really happy that I drew those two spies early.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm gonna want them again. Like, there's the kinds of things that you want to have handy for when you're afraid of your spot getting jumped on. But in this case, I think that the delay and weapon loss, and the fact that it is like a nice counter to their superhero setup. Okay, I gotta keep up with that.
Stick.
Circle.
They're ditching dogs. And I think, if I remember rightly, was Spy even in your starting hand? So then when Behind the Veil got picked, did he know that you had a Spy? I don't think he did. So then, you know, ditching dogs here is also like really good for him, for Philly. Yeah, I agree. I mean, Spies are great. I think with the meta of fast horses, Spy is one of like the best cards for Dracula. It kind of looks weird when it's one of those cards. When I first started, it was very much like, oh, this is a very underappreciated card. I think it can be one of the best cards for Dracula. Obviously, it doesn't give you points, but that ability to limit Hunter's combat ability can be massive, and then you can turn it against them. Then, if you know you've got weak Hunters in terms of items, you can then just like shadow them the entire time, and then what are they going to do? Are they going to jump on you with like no weapons? No way. So yeah, unless they have lucky finds, obviously. But this amount of supplying is just, you know, Hunter cards are just insane.
Still has forewarned.
The reason why I know I haven't even been counting, but I can just tell. Oh, he's about to have a look. Oh, there's only 2 in the discard. What's the other thing that got used then? Oh, Behind the Veil. That's right. I didn't count that.
Oh,
that's ridiculous, right? Out of how many supplies? So she's moved. So that's 20 supplies. Oh, one's missed. 2 Dracula cards out of 19. That's highly unfortunate. That's so... Oh, man. I feel really bad for that. I love it when Hunters get events, but... Yeah, I'm really surprised he did that. Yeah, poor Philly.
It's almost like he's daring me to go there.
So he knows something that you don't. Like a heroic leap or something.
Stuff. Probably taking the forewarned off of her. Because although there's a very good chance that, yeah, okay, so I didn't see her do an extra thing, so that means Van Helsing now has the forewarned. Okay, now I have to decide what to do. I mean, I could go to Nantes. I don't know why Mina would move there.
And she leaves Bordeaux and you go around her.
Is it time to place a vampire yet? And I still have a vampire. I think it might be.
Is this too obvious? I'm really surprised he moved it out to Bordeaux. I'm really surprised. Oh man, he didn't put down a combat thing? Oh.
Okay, so they're going to be moving now. They know that they can reach my stuff pretty quickly because they know exactly what my first 2 hideouts are.
Oh man, that's very risky.
Also, jeez, the 2 Dawn prompts already. With his luck, he for sure has at least 1 Renewed Vigor, probably both.
One of them might be a dust prompt. We'll have to pay attention to that.
Regular move.
Yeah, you never want to jump over Munich. That's just asking for trouble.
I mean,
what?
Again, they can guaranteed reach Strasbourg and probably also Frankfurt by rail. But it's kind of nice that they're not using horses because now they're on the last turn, so it takes them an extra turn to get there. So like, in theory, they're making a move that could have taken them only. Okay, Mina's moving again.
Oi, oi.
Is she gonna go to Paris?
No, she can't because it's horse move. Whoa, that was very close.
Oh, I see. She rolled horses, right? No, she's not a runaway train. So that makes me wonder: do these guys not even have horses yet, and they just have to move now, or do they have horses? No. That's interesting. Yeah, I don't know whether or not all the white ones are out, and he didn't want to risk too many horse moves, or whether.
Well, Mina wouldn't have used horses if all the white ones are out. Maybe the two fast horses are stuck at the bottom of the deck, but he has to move to deal with these encounters, and he's moved Mina up in order to more efficiently deal with the trail. Interesting. Yeah, but as I said, all this trail's going to get cleared, but if they don't have a lot of movement, that's really good. That's really good for filling.
That can take advantage of them being low on weapons. I don't have any bodyguards, any wolves.
Yeah, no, that's about
unfortunate. I have a rat, stuff like that. And then the only other encounters that really take advantage of not having weapons are spy, and there's double spy. But it looks like they're probably each going to. Good. Looks like they're probably each going to check one of the cities. Okay, I'll keep that aristocratic because I want the delaying, if not the points. I can probably level up the mob. I just want to get some more fighting vamps. The bodyguard. I'll live without the bodyguard.
No, keep bodyguard. No, bodyguard. Well, I don't know. It depends on what you think's going to happen next.
Especially now that Behind the Veil's already out. Okay, well, cool. Still, probably somebody else will come and disarm that, but it's very nice to then get another 3 cards off of it. That's a successful Desecrated Soil. Okay, so he knows that yeah, obviously, like, he knows I'm heading for Spain. Cool thing is...
I guess he just wants vampires. So I probably would have kept the bodyguards.
Kind of telegraphed. I could go here and put a fog and make it harder for them to get into Spain. But they're going to be coming from the south anyway, so it's not that good. Maybe go here and put bats. Or maybe I leave that as a way out of Spain.
I put bats in Saragossa, I think.
Put bats, I got
the fact you're not going to use it
or maybe
for layering Marseille, because you didn't go there. I'd put bats and then put vampires behind it. If you want to put down an aristocratic, then okay. You got 2 aristocratics there, so in a row, I think that's okay.
Shoot. So now here's where I have to decide.
That's why you need to keep bodyguards or something.
To coming back to Cologne at some point, because if I put a fighting vampire here, that's one less vampire that I've got in my quarter.
Yeah. That's why maybe you need to keep.
Cologne, so there's no real point putting bats. Spreaded soil. I kind of want to have another one so I can cycle through my cards faster. And fog. Maybe I do. Maybe I put a new vampire and endeavor to come back there later.
Try it. This is why it's always good maybe to keep one encounter in your hand if you know you're going to layer stuff. It all works out the same, but then the hunters have to deal with those layers, I suppose.
It'd be a bit of a tough place to get back to.
For efficiency, it's the same.
Adriatic. I can go wolf form to Munich.
But the hunters have to now worry about that.
Leipzig, Cologne. Maybe kind of end the game.
It's not
there,
a big concern because I go to Brussels.
Well, come back to late game. When it's Fury, hunters are hopefully a little bit beat up.
Yeah, it could work.
If I can land there, suddenly I'm like a very hard target. Okay, so he did a rail move to guarantee that he get there. So these guys must just not have horses, because Mina wouldn't have used horses unless he just like I don't know where he wanted to get Mina to.
Yeah, maybe they don't have horses.
Okay, so they're both gonna get hit by a spy.
But
so nobody's gonna.
But the problem is then. Yeah, that's the problem. Spy's gonna be more effective.
That's good because now
Spy's gonna be less effective.
Flying. Again, the hoax is not gonna mature, but it delays somebody. Gives me time to set up my trail in Spain, and again, that's often what a hoax is for. It's you need pretty good luck to get a hoax to mature. Okay, Mina is
in Madrid.
Following me in a way that's kind of interesting. I wonder if I hide, is she really gonna walk onto me? Unfortunately, I didn't.
Oh, but they got the Van Helsing could come in.
Yay! Okay.
Oh, you gotta be so careful.
A pistol. Okay, wish it was a knife, but what are you gonna
And discarding a weapon.
Okay, so we lost a rifle. Again, wish one of those had been a knife. That's a real shame.
Oh, and the encounter card has stayed on the trail. Nice.
They're probably stocked up with a lot of weapons.
Yeah, that's the downside to this.
So now, I mean, again, these guys could be afraid of going into Geneva, because if it's like a bodyguard or a wolves, they get hit pretty hard. They know it can't be another spy, so that's unfortunate, but...
If I was Godalming can tank it, that's the problem, right?
But, I mean, they're going to go for it regardless.
I mean, Cologne Lair's maybe not bad here, because Seward might not be able to get to Brussels.
Aristocratic. She searched without
she has no stake.
And without fear.
Nice trail.
Okay, do I go... I think I want to escape by the... Mediterranean.
I'd go to Madrid here. Go to Madrid, take advantage.
That fast because they still need to get their weapons back. And they have to deal with Geneva, which might even delay one of them. So I think I have a bit of time.
If you want to go to Santander. Either could work.
I kind of want it to be... Okay, I think I have this great soil again here. Or, well, no, so... There's a vampire in...
No, the vampires aren't going to mature, I don't think. Those vampires will get cleared. It's very easy to clear aristocratics, especially since they're on, like, you know, they're not in a extremity location. They're on the path into Spain, so then they're going to check them.
Okay, done the okay, good. Both fogs and behind the veil is already gone. I'll put a mob in Frankfurt.
Okay, she's going to rinse through the deck and try and get fighting vampires and fogs. I mean, that's okay. You could even put down one fog, because it might, the deck might be able to reset. Depends on how often these Desperate Souls are stepped on.
Unfortunately, these guys are probably still full of weapons, because like they really have not supplied that much. There's a lot of items left. Which is weird. I wonder. I guess part of that is Mina moving a bit early. Okay, he's going to Paris.
Oh, what? Not deal with Geneva? What is happening?
I wonder who he's going to have deal with Geneva. Is that going to be...
He has horses. What?
Or is he just going to go there after supplying? Oh, no, he can't. Oh, okay.
No, he's going to go there. Okay.
That works. So yeah, my theory may be correct that somehow the two of them just didn't draw horses. Which is nice while it lasts.
Maybe you go to Madrid this turn.
Good thing is Van Helsing will be delayed after this hoax, or maybe it'll lead to stake.
How do you know? Because Godalming could rail on top of you. Maybe you should have gone to Madrid last turn, and then you could have gone to Santander this turn. Or Alicante. Yeah. I mean, missed opportunity there.
Okay, he's delayed.
Okay. That's delayed.
Still no stakes, Sean.
Mina can't do much.
But that buys me time. So, unfortunately, Van Helsing will supply tomorrow, and then he'll be in position to start coming at me, especially if he draws a horse.
And Godalming could come and get you.
In Santander, do I put a Reckless? This vampire, or I mean... This vampire.
Oh yeah, if you can catch Mina. In Lisbon with a Reckless, yeah. That's pretty nice.
Use the bats to drop. Maybe if I'm lucky, I get to drop Mina onto.
Yeah,
wow,
that's decent. There's got to be bodyguards, then, isn't it?
Can get a bodyguards. If I do end up back in that area, I do have a bunch of damaging encounters back to back, which is kind of cool. Man, I really
might have put Saboteur in Spain too and just try and delay them a bit.
That new vampire to Cologne.
I don't know what else you're gonna do. Maybe put Desperate so then you leave. Because you have to leave Spain eventually. I don't know that. Is this trail gonna be difficult to deal with? You could have gone to Madrid.
And then Alicante.
Oh, Jesus. This is going to be even more and more risky the longer you don't go to Madrid. They could just, like, renewed vigor on top of you. Or even then, like, both Godalming and Mina could get there. Yeah, risky. Soon can't get to come on Ferran in time.
It's obviously likely to get checked first, but I don't want to get myself caught in...
Mina might move to Madrid now.
It's like, Granada, when they're all coming to Spain.
She might take
If they don't
Saragossa
know
though.
at this point that I'm in Spain, they do still have to send someone in to investigate, which that's what they're going. But no,
Oh.
no. They have to check stuff like
Wow,
that.
all
Could be
3 people can get onto Madrid next turn.
coming back. Okay, so now they know that I went to Spain.
Okay.
Mina gets presumably delayed again, unless she actually does a mistake.
Yeah, this is risky. Do you go to Madrid? Oh, I don't think you do. I don't think you do. Do you put down Fog in Lisbon, then put down like Discret Soul and but then
Yeah, Madrid's like a kind of a dicey place to go because both of these guys can jump on me by rail.
yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay, we got Roscoe on Warcraft. I'm watching my items. Okay. Pistols, rifles. Oh, a stake got discarded, okay. Oh, I knew that, okay. A stake. 3 pistols are down. Okay, Seward, is he gonna trade or draw tickets or prospect the wax cylinders?
I don't wow. I don't think this trail in Spain is deadly enough. I don't think it's gonna
It'd be an awful idea to
delay them enough.
really not drawing a lot of Dracula events. There's a lot left in the pile. Wait, is he fucking around?
Is Mina going to search Saragossa? That's kind of the question here.
I've never interacted with Roscoe directly, but everybody else seems to know him. I guess he's a player who just wasn't in this league. But he changes his name here all the time for some reason. Okay.
She didn't search. Whoa. Right, so the question is, why did Mina not search Saragossa? Is he worried that it's a fighting vampire? So, you know, wanted to burn the stake on the Toulouse vampire. I know it's still showing, but it's actually been discarded. And then you put, or is he ready to pull the trigger? Is WcKaczek preparing to pull the trigger? Is it all a bait? Is it all a bait to try and get him to leave Spain earlier? Because that's what you can do. If as hunters, if you can hold just like in a threatening position like this, it might make Dracula panic and leave, which then means you got a shorter trail to deal with, which is always very useful. The flip side, if Dracula's like, no, it's all bluff, I'll stay, or they feel confident and they stay, behind my renewed vigor and then kill you. And then the game becomes very limited. Even if you can get to C, you might be so low health, and the game's very limiting from that point about what the Dracula player can actually do. Their movement's very limited, it's very choreographed, you can chase them down. Yeah,
So
especially...
I know what to do.
This is
go
tough.
to Madrid and risk
That's
getting landed on.
my... I mean, if you get away with it, great, but I don't think you're going to get away with it. Oh man, this is ballsy. Should have gone to Madrid last turn, but he won't know.
Or do I go to Cadiz and then maybe have to leave for the sea?
Then it's Cadiz too obvious.
So if I go here, Mina didn't search. It's interesting. I wonder if she was. I guess she was scared of being a fighter. Mina could get onto me. These guys both could get onto me, which would be very bad. He's not fully supplied yet, so I feel like he wouldn't. Unless, the thing is, if Godalming moves on to Madrid,
Yeah.
Seward might just decide to join the fight, because then Mina can too. So I
Yeah.
can't get anywhere. That would be dangerous.
But then maybe it's just really obvious that you go to Cadiz and they'll jump on you with renewed vigor. Cadiv's safer.
Hiding here with a fog would, I think, not be good, because then like the hope there is that you know, maybe it's actually not bad to use a fog here because there's different desecrated soils in play, and this deck might be getting cycled through kind of fast. So if I go here, I can place one more aristocratic or desecrated soil.
I think fog's better because then you can trap them for trap at least 100 in Spain for ages.
And then maybe a saboteur on top of it with a hide just to waste more and more of their time. I'm gonna just give myself more chances. Okay, well the one layer that I'm not gonna get rid of. Okay, Strasbourg I feel like is a location where obfuscation is more valuable. Like I don't want them to know that I went to Strasbourg, so I'll get rid of that. Okay, I read this. Geneva can get the saboteur, maybe? Oh, okay, that's...
Ooh, can't double it up now, unless you double up with fog.
This is reckless.
I think you'd throw down a rumor. I'd throw down a rumor token here. Oh, do you? Oh, maybe. Or maybe hold it for when you leave. Where are you gonna go?
So the thing is here, I don't really want to go to Granada.
No.
Then I'm potentially in a really awful situation. Oh wow, he's flying.
Oh, could have gone to Madrid.
Still, it wasn't safe. Like if he had gotten what he wanted already,
Sod's law.
Taken a rail to Madrid, that would have been the end.
Typical.
For me, so I couldn't have risked going there.
Because Madrid just makes that trail just longer rather than having to go all the way around the outside. And you don't want a wolf form now in Spain.
I've not been watching Van Helsing's trades closely enough now. I don't know who he might have traded to give that for warrant to. Because probably Nagadame has it, possibly Seward. And Van Helsing could still be sitting on it. Okay, he got rid of a bullets rifle.
I think you need to go to sea now. You need to take advantage of this discredit soul maturing.
Okay, he's still supplying.
So I think you should go to sea now. And they have 4 encounters to deal with.
Oh, okay, I guess they have to do some trading there. Okay, well, that's cool. She's losing her day turn.
And night turn. Yeah.
Oh, so I could have been totally fine going to Madrid.
Yeah. Typical.
But now, of course, I really don't want to. What's in my hand? It looks not stuff that I really want under a hide, unfortunately. Do I risk going to Granada? Mina's delayed, so she's not moving. These guys...
Maybe...
Again, they may well end up in Spain, at least one of them. They probably won't all move unless they find me, which they wouldn't if I go to Granada.
This is like a horrible game of chicken, because it's like... As Dracula, you want the hunters to overcommit to Spain and then you leave. Or to put down enough encounters that even if you leave before they commit, they have to commit to Spain anyway. I don't know if 3 encounters is enough. I don't know if that's enough to keep them occupied. I'm also wondering, is this like a whole ruse? Like, maybe Mina actually does have a stake, but she's not using it because maybe she has an escape route. So she will only use escape when she actually discovers a fighting vampire, and she can escape the night fight with it. But then why would you... But then you'd surely just search Saragossa anyway last night, rather than doing it during the day. So maybe she doesn't have a stake. Maybe not. Kind of eliminate that theory. But then as Dracula, you might just get caught if you stay too long. We've seen that before this tournament.
They're a bit undersupplied.
They must have all the stuff they need now, surely. Look at all the events they got.
Hopefully the distribution of horses has just been awkward for them. They've really not supplied as much as you would want to by this stage of the game. It's halfway to Fury. There's still 51 events and they have 8 items left. I can't count on them continuing to not have horses.
I think they must have all the horses now. They're going to have at least 2. They're going to take one of Van Helsing. So Van Helsing's going to stay put and be a supply bot, which is kind of what he wants to do. I'm just worried about...
because Claremont Ferrand.
It's going to mature.
It's maturing.
Yeah, you want to take advantage of the healing, right?
I kind of want to go to C now to take advantage of that. I wasn't even thinking about that. In my mind, I chalked it up as, oh, for sure it's going to get eliminated, so I didn't even remember that I had it. But it's not a good move to... I mean, I can just lair it. And then if they have...
Yeah, if you wanted to. If you wanted to stay put, you could lair it, yeah.
So.
But then, you're not going to get that healing back later, that's the problem.
They also don't even know that I stayed in Spain, because, like... Okay, so if I go to Granada, somebody could get to Madrid.
Local rumors. This is not great. The trail's not long enough.
Somebody could get to Madrid. Then they'll know that Madrid's not on the trail. Although that won't tell them. Yeah, they can't commit that hard to Spain. What I'm afraid of is somebody going to Madrid and then somebody basically sitting in Alicante.
I think they can commit hard to Spain. I really think they can. Because they've been getting tickets. Because they've maybe been trying to plan for not having horses. And even then, if they get horses, they can still rail in to, like, say, Saragossa, which has no encounter, and then they use horses. I'd be really worried here, but at the same time, it's not great either, because if you leave by sea now, it's not going to take them long to mop up these encounters, really. I mean, especially on the order, if Mina just happens to go to Lisbon first and not Santander, you can't push her into the vampire then, so you can't get her into a night fight. But the longer you stay, then you risk, if you move to Granada or Madrid now, you might be fine this turn, but then next turn they can kill you. If they realise where you are, and you're not on a port. I guess then if you get to Madrid or Granada, you can then maybe try to wolf form your way out the problem, and then they don't know which port you've gone to, but then they could renewed vigor, and then your wolf forms are gone, so then you're not going to be able to use it when you do go to sea. Yeah, this is a very awkward state of affairs. These 3 hunters, apart from dealing with the spy and the hoaxes, or the 2 spies and the hoax, they've kind of just been doing whatever they want to do, which is really worrying. It's either kind of like, oh, they don't have what they've got, they don't have what they want. But look, I mean, they've just got so many events. There's no way they don't have good stuff. Yeah, I'd be really worried if I was Philly.
Direct under Lisbon or something there, which I really want to do. But I kind of don't think they're going to do that. Like, Mina will probably check... She might check Madrid.
She will.
I'm going to go here and just put a hoax.
This is really risky. But maybe I think you just have to go for it sometimes. But then this could be a very quick death otherwise.
Okay, there's no reason to mature this, so I'm going to lair it.
What are you going to put into it? Once if you get a really good encounter, what on earth are you going to put there? Are you going to really lair to... Oh, man.
None of these things are things that I want to put on a lair. That's annoying.
Oh, that's the problem with lairs. I wish you could, like, say, no, I don't want to lair it.
I go double desperate?
But you could... You might have to.
And if I ever land on there, I just get, like, cards galore.
You want to keep all the other stuff, right?
Yeesh. Oh, I hate this. I probably should have just matured it.
Imagine if you had bats like somewhere like in Bordeaux, and you could punt them into double desecrated soil. This is why
bats there is like
potentially going to Bordeaux and Marseille is so critical, because you can just then do really nasty stuff with it later.
I'm probably gonna end up wiping that there, even though it is double. That sucks. I didn't think that through. I'm gonna pay for that.
Yeah, there's so much planning with
so
Dracula.
now
I think it's something that...
have to hope that they don't...
Yeah,
somehow
pray. the big thing with Dracula. I think a lot. I think a lot of people don't realize, like, as the character to learn as an initial, like, here's the game and here's how it works. Dracula is much easier because you've only got one action basically per round. Yeah, you got the 5 power cards, but you know you can. They're not too difficult. It's just like you move one space, put down an encounter. It's fairly straightforward, and you just have to look where the hunters are. But then the complexity really comes into then as you learn what the hunters can do in terms of like what power cards they have at certain moments of the game and certain prompts, and like they'll sort of be posturing like they give away quite a lot of information. Like if they're just hanging like this, I'm really scared of just them all gunning into Spain right now, because they're close enough that they can get in pretty quickly, but they're not close enough that they're really, really threatening, if that makes sense. If they were sitting like in Bordeaux, you're like, okay, I'm leaving. But just that little bit further away, but there's such a good rail connection. But also then, as Dracula, you have to plan a lot in advance in terms of like your turns and how you're going to combo encounters together. And obviously there is quite a lot of luck involved in terms of the order you get the encounters, but also, you know, just how hunters bump into them, because you might come up with this amazing elaborate plan, but then they hit the wrong encounter at the wrong time, in terms of like from your perspective, and then the combo doesn't work. That can always happen. Or it's the wrong hunter. It's a hunter with a weapon that goes into the spine, not the other one. But there's a lot of planning ahead involved with this. And yeah, I feel going to Marseille here would have been really powerful, because even if you did go, oh shoot, I've got to now double up Discred Soul in Clermont-Ferrand, well, you could put then a bat into Marseille. And there is going to be quite a strong likelihood, you know, that later on in the game, they're going to walk into Marseille. Because, you know, if you're going to go towards Italy, for example, Marseille is kind of the point. And they could just roll slow horses, or they'll be like, oh, I don't care about Marseille. How bad can Marseille be? And then it's a bat. And then you push them into double desecrated soil. And even if they clear it with Heavenly Hose, well, you've managed to run through like 6 of your encounter cards, which is quite a big percentage of your deck, all at once. So, and then if it resets the deck and you get a fog back, then perfect. It just depends on the timing and stuff. So there's a lot of forward thinking involved with this, and then adaptability, because then if suddenly things go wrong, you have to then recalibrate what you're doing. But yeah, it's something that's, I think, very kind of underappreciated just as a general kind of thing. I think people realize it now. I think especially, you know, with seeing new Dracula strategies coming in, people have kind of seen like, ooh, there's a lot of things you can do with Dracula. But I think just when you look at it just at face value, it's like, ooh, Dracula, you just got to sit there and wait for all the hunters to do their turn. You do nothing. But there's a lot of like planning ahead, and there's a lot of subtle information that you can obtain. Not so much in terms of when you're playing 1v1, because obviously you can't hear the hunter players talking. But you can just kind of get a vibe in terms of like what they're doing and how cards are being traded around, all that sort of thing. But Philly's kind of said it, that he hasn't been paying attention to trades too much. Neither have I, to be fair, but I'm not playing, so I'm excused. And just the way they kind of like move in certain ways, like, I think you've got this card, I think you've got this card, or whatnot. So there's a lot going on, and it's a competition, which obviously was never the intention of the game. The game was still supplying.
They're catching up. They're making up for lost time here. What I can probably end up doing is putting.
So you can go to Alicante then. Okay, so you got away with all that.
I could probably put like a.
Probably. But then if they realise later, or if there's a hired scout or something comes out now, this could be devastating.
You can put a double vampire there. Which is kind of good right before the deck restarts.
Or
except
if Mina moves to Madrid.
If it does, I would no longer be. Okay, he's moving.
Oh.
As far as I'm moving.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so they're.
Okay.
That's confirming that I'm still in Spain. So now they know I'm in Spain.
Yeah, that's fine. Now the problem is, if Mina works out that you're in Madrid,
move. If she does, again,
she'll be able to count all the spaces, and they might just work out you're in Granada.
Okay, so yeah, now they know that I went around the edge. This is dicey for me.
But which way did you go? That's the question.
Of Spain. They don't know which way.
Which way did you go?
That almost kind of forces me to put.
Fog.
I mean, honestly, that almost kind of forces me to put the fog.
That's fine, because your deck's about to reset. And it might, the fog might trigger before the deck resets, which is what you want, because then it's in your discard pile. So actually putting down fog now is better for you, because you might get it back in time. You might just get it back in time. But then with layers, maybe not. Maybe. You might. I think you kind of have to. And it's good, because it'll delay them. It'll keep people trapped in Spain. So...
Okay, he's giving Seward. I wonder if he's giving Seward the Forewarned.
Probably. That'd make most sense.
Yeah, I might have stayed too long in Spain, honestly.
Yeah, but I think if you left, I think...
So the question here is, do I have a double man card, but okay, do I just go here and put a Reckless on the assumption that this guy's got Forewarned? Obviously it'll be hard for him.
Is he going to check Alicante first, though?
I could be in like any number of these coastal cities. And honestly, they probably don't think that I did this because it's objectively a bad move. I think I put the Reckless.
Alright.
Yes, I'll get rid of the Rats.
Okay.
I'll leave Claremont Ferrand just in case somebody winds up there somehow. Franklin's not really good, okay. And I'll put...
Here come the wolves. That's the thing, there's a lot of, there's a couple of rats gone, but you got wolves and now saboteurs. You see, you're gonna get a lot of these cards coming out now. I'd throw down I'd throw down a rumor here. Yeah. I'd throw down rumors.
Well, I'll just put...
Yeah, okay, if you want to throw on that one, that's
now
fine.
I pray.
Here comes Renewed Vigor. I bet Renewed Vigor comes out here. I would not be surprised if Renewed Vigor comes out.
On Alicante because... Oh, fuck me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Here he comes. Because he's going to count, right? He's going to count, you know he's going all the way around the outside, and Saragossa's on the trail. So maybe they need to misdirect Saragossa. Maybe. I don't know if there's a way you could have done it that you can maybe make him think that you went to lose somehow, but anyway. So he's going to count, it's 5 spaces from Saragossa. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Alicante, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in Santander. Now you could have hidden along the way, but obviously if you can check the extremities first, then you'll be able to work out, the worst case scenario for the hunters here is that you've hidden in place, but the fact you've put the rumor token on the last space probably means you haven't hidden in place. So there's also maybe an argument here that you could have put the rumor token in the Kadif one or one of the others, like it doesn't matter which one, and then the hunters think, oh, you may be hidden in place. But the fact there's a rumor token here, you've not hidden. You've moved somewhere new. Unless there's a whole big bluff, but you never rumor token a hide thing. That'd be a good bluff if you did. So yeah, this is also a signal that you've not hidden. So if you went Santander, then the furthest you are is Granada, which is death trap for you. If you went the other way, 1, 2, 3, 4, then the furthest you could be is Lisbon. But then if they just check the 2 extremities, then they'll find you, or the 2 ends of the loop. So yeah, that actual rumor token might have maybe potentially given away some info here.
The farthest that he can get.
Gaddafi might have Charlie Carriage. And with Speedy Telegraph.
The thing is, they don't have that much information about where I am.
Oh, they do. Oh, they do.
The bad news is...
Oh, they do. It's not CG territory, unless they find you in Granada, obviously. High Scouts? Oh!
That's so bad, man. That's so awful.
Well, actually, that is the best case scenario for you, because it's in the middle, and Cadiz is bang in the middle between Santander and Alicante.
Thing is, they still don't know. I could easily be in Santander now. But the problem is they're going to check that.
But they definitely know you haven't hidden.
Really?
There's no hiding along the way, so they can check the 2 extremities. It's very unlikely you've hidden now. Because you normally would hide in Cadiz. Yeah.
That I didn't go to Lisbon. So I think that...
Yeah.
I think he's currently, at this very moment, putting the pieces together, realizing that I must be in Alicante.
Yeah.
Or Santander.
Yeah. And
all you have to do is check Santander. The good thing is there's a bats in Santander, so whoever goes there does not get their second move.
That is very true. Yeah, and Seward is most likely to check that. Well, I guess he could maybe use...
If it's Seward, I think that he probably has it forewarned.
Forewarned, or they might just work on the logic, well, why would you move beside Seward now? You might be going around the other way.
But Seward's supposed to be, right?
I think Seward's going to go to Saragossa, and I think that he's going to walk to Alicante. I think that's what's going to happen here. I think WcKaczek is going to just intuitively think you're in Alicante and not in Santander. Why would you move beside Seward? Okay, never mind.
Okay, let's find out if he has forewarned. Yes, Seward does have forewarned. Is he going to use it? I think he has to.
Yeah, he has to use it, right? Has he got a rail ticket to get to Alicante?
That's great. I wish, honestly, well, I mean, having a forewarned gone is pretty good. But...
And then you could have put fog.
Unfortunately, I am now dead.
Probably. Yeah, especially if there's a chartered carriage. Oof. It's not GG yet, but I mean, this is going to be devastating. Yeah, combat music always gets me fired up.
They're going to land all the hunters on me. And I'm going to die.
Try and get some points. I wouldn't call GG that soon. Oh man, she has a knife. Yikes. I should have played Falk. I mean, there is a world where Seward moves to Alicante first, but maybe he's using maybe he has double forewarned, so he didn't care. Okay, that's all right. Gets a point. All the odds are double fangs. Hey. I don't know the odds. Am I right? Oh, well, that's what you get.
Yeah, no, this is game because Mina can just heal.
Yeah. Also, we can move in and she heals double. Oh, yikes.
I don't even have.
Do you pay strength to protect the vampire? Maybe. Yeah.
Just play the safe thing.
Yeah, because you know she's got a knife, right? So. Yeah,
Well,
nice dodge.
I couldn't risk it.
Because there's no world that the vampire plays potting there.
So she'll be, I mean, she'll be 8, whatever, she's at high health. Seward. Oh, well, actually, Seward. I'm not totally sure if Seward can get on me because I don't think Santander is on a rail line, so unless he has like sense of emergency or something.
It is on a rail line. And what he can do is he can, if he's got a 2-1 ticket, he can move in last, and then Mina uses her last action to heal, so she benefits from the double healing.
Maybe he won't be able to get all the hunters on me. I just don't think that he would have played.
Yikes. Trash hand. Yeah, very good dodge on the strength. Very good dodge.
I just don't think he would have played Renewed Vigor unless he was pretty confident that he could get multiple hunters on me, whichever spot I was in. And the only thing that could have saved me, ironically, was a friggin' fog. If I had played fog here, I bet you Mina doesn't have forewarned.
She might, but might not.
Yeah,
who knows? We don't know.
Okay. Oh no, wait, no. So if Seward has a ticket, then he's on me. Yep, he's on me.
Yep. Oh, we're moving Seward in now. Really? Oh, I probably wouldn't have done that. Unless they just got chartered carriage, then chartered carriage, like, who cares about,
I don't think I even get to... If I do escape his bats, I don't think I can even clear the lair of Toulouse.
No, you can't. So you have to go to Barcelona. Which isn't great. I mean, I guess if you had enough health, you could then wolf them to Marseille.
But yeah, I mean, at minimum...
That's not great, though.
Godalming probably has a chartered carriage, or else...
Surely one of them has chartered carriage.
That's 1, 2, 3...
What? Godalming's just staying put. Interesting.
So, like, at minimum... Oh, okay, so...
Van Helsing might get in.
Van Helsing, I'm sure, can. But yeah, it sucks because, I could theoretically wolf. Well, bets to lose, but that's not a very good.
There he goes. There he
So
goes.
yeah, it's gonna be a 4v1, a 3v1. I mean.
Yeah, it's gnarly.
And even if I get out of here, I'm
Oh,
gonna get
classic
the shit
Roscoe.
kicked out of me. I knew I should have left from Cadiz. And it sucks, man. The main reason I did it was because I was like, oh, I don't really have anything good to put into the hide. And yeah, I mean, it's 7 now. Then Hudson will just supply or maybe trade. But yeah, they're all of them are fully equipped. Then Helsing's probably got 3 weapons. Seward's probably got 3 weapons. And the only good thing is that I can escape.
Where's my taskbar appeared?
On round 3. And like, okay, only 1 crucifix has been thrown away. But the odds of them being able to use a crucifix to stop escape is missed are not that good, so I kind of just have to hope for escape is missed.
At least Aggie's not here, so that's just what it's one less thing to worry about. But
and yeah, even if I get away from this, I mean,
one fewer thing
super
rather.
low health. I won't be able to go far by sea.
No.
Even landing on Cagliari to feed is bad because an excellent weather means I'm just dead.
Yeah.
Well, actually, maybe not, because if I put a fog down on Cagliari,
yeah.
forewarned, and they're not that far into the deck.
What is Van Helsing doing? Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense. Let's see. There's got to. Sure, there's got to be at least one combat card here.
Ambushes do they have?
There you go. One. Only one. Okay.
Let's see what's on. Seward. Okay, yeah. So actually.
Oh wow! Look at Van Helsing. Yeah, you don't escape from this.
If I can like break Mina's knife, then maybe I have a shot at escaping his bats against her.
Yeah, that's probably your only shot. But then, how much?
This is a better one, because if anybody has crucifix, it's probably Van Helsing.
Oh, that's good deduction. Yeah. Oh
Oh
man. Oh no. That's not what you want. Oh man.
Probably the least likely to.
That's grim.
Strength so bad.
I don't know, like claw Mina, I guess. Or who's got the planned ambush? Seward. So maybe you could fang Seward and hope they stop him from playing Heavenly Host, but he might have garlic or a knife.
Maybe I can bait one out by hitting Seward with the fangs now, and then he won't get another one.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, you could double fang maybe. But how much damage you can take in the meantime? That's the problem.
Incredibly lucky, maybe I will hit it. Oh wait, no, he's got a fucking planned ambush.
Oh, it's a knife. Yikes.
Okay, Sword is a knife. So I'm taking.
Perfect planned ambush. If you've got a Heavenly
Oh
Host.
no, only 8. It's still horrible.
Yeah, half your health gone.
I
See,
think
this is
I have
the
to Fang Seward again though.
this is the thing, right?
Only,
Oh.
7. I think I have to Fang Seward again though.
So this is kind of the thing like I've talked about before, how with the new meta and stuff, I definitely think I underappreciated Aggie, but I think it's also because of the way, like, a lot of, again, kind of recency bias, or the way that I was playing. I would always want situations like this, where you've got 3 hunters, where it's incredibly difficult for Dracula to do anything. Whereas if you're playing games where you have a lot of these like very scrappy 1v1 or maybe even 2v1 fights, then Aggie comes into her own. But yeah, this is just for Dracula. I mean, even if you had a good combat hand, like this is still really hard to deal with. Not nice at all. Yeah, poor Philly. A very good game by WcKaczek, very astute.
He has a friggin' planned ambush, so like.
But also, yeah, did get helped with just the sheer amount of hunter events.
I should have played Claws on. Well, actually, no, I'm glad I didn't play Claws on somebody else.
think, yeah, maybe you just have to find Seward, but then I think he might just hold the Heavenly Host until he knows it's safe to do so, right?
Go play strength on one of these two. No, I think I hold the strength. Go play
Whoa.
Sword again. Just have to hope that he plays that.
This is so hard, like, yeah. You're just praying that you just hit something lucky. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna play Heavenly Host here.
Oh,
nah.
Man, I'm fucked.
Yeah, he's playing safe. Yeah, that's very unfortunate. Yeah, you just hold Heavenly Host because you just don't. Yeah, you don't.
Drawing Escape is missed is my only hope now. Nothing else can save me.
Yeah.
Because they've got
3 knives, all the knives between them. They're so well equipped. So well equipped. Yeah. But then what do you do then? You're hobbling around on 1 health basically because you gotta go to sea at one point and then you can't wolf form and it's just yeah, this is and it's also it's in a spot that Escaper's bat isn't great either. Oof, unfortunate. That's highly unfortunate, but yeah. Oh, it's very easy now in hindsight to say, oh, I'm gonna go to 1 HP, that's the problem. Yeah, it's just, you're stuck. It's not like the game between WcKaczek and Quincy, where Quincy got Escape's bat out of Venice, and there's quite a few places he could go to. Who would ever play Heavenly Host? No need to risk it. No need to risk it. Even if he did have it. Had to hope. Yeah, I mean, I totally get it. You're clutching at straws at that point. Good try. Yeah, that was an awkward one. Oh, I'll stop it here. Yeah, so got 1 influence out of it, but it's just, yeah, that's. I think there's now 3 really big wins for WcKaczek on the trot. Why rewind it? Oh, I want to see the map. I'll put the map back here, shall I? Ooh. Get out this combat. There we go. Yeah, that's 3 really big wins for WcKaczek when he was having quite a rough sort of beginning to the final stage, and because he kind of favors Dracula, but now he's had like 1 Dracula game we had a really big win, and now 2 Hunter games with a really big win. So now his IDS is really skyrocketing. So yeah, the one to beat. Yeah, just all really highly unfortunate. You know, the fact he got caught so early, that really puts you on the back foot to be discovered so early on. And I kind of like that he adapted his plan. Spies here, I think, were okay. There's so many permutations. There's so many ways you can do things. And I don't think going to Spain was the bad play. I think the problem is when you go into Spain is that, as I was saying, is the whole kind of that balance of you need to put down enough encounters so that the hunters have to almost overcommit into Spain, so it buys you time. But if you stay too long, you get pounced on, and this is what happened here. And there's some very good I mean, the newspaper helped and didn't help. It helped in the sense that he was able to work out, right, there's probably very unlikely to be a hide, so he could find out where you were. But then the downside was it hit in the middle. It wasn't like hide scouts or something. So there was a couple of misplays. Like he moved into Santander, had to use a forewarned. So if there's a fog here, then that solution. So that's the thing. If there was a fog here, you could maybe try and trap 3 hunters, or at least 2 hunters anyway. Would there be a second forewarned? I don't know if there is one. So yeah, that's the thing. And I think also then this rumor token, while with good intentions, actually gave kind of away the trail a little bit. I don't know if WcKaczek would agree with me on that, but I feel like if I saw this, I'd be like, oh, you didn't hide. Right, that kind of tells me what you're doing then. You didn't hide in your last space. That's the kind of the important thing, because if there's a potential for like a double vampire or double fog or some sort of combination, then it's like, ooh, okay, do I have this double forewarned? Do I really want to fight my way through 2 vampires? Whereas when you got the rumor token left here on its own, Dracula hasn't hidden. I know you can rumor token a hide card as a whole like bluff, but it's not a thing that's very commonly done, for the reason being that you're wasting a rumor token. I mean, maybe it didn't matter. Maybe if you put the rumor token somewhere else, maybe he might have just jumped on him anyway. He maybe would have pulled the trigger. I don't know how much that influenced WcKaczek, but very unfortunate too that the early hunters, there's clearly some problems with the items, but they got so many good events. I feel like then it kind of gave WcKaczek quite a lot of just kind of like that. If he had events in his back, I don't know what other events he has, by the way, because I can't see anything. But if you know you got a lot of good events, you can. That's a big safety net for the hunter. And you think, okay, maybe I haven't got quite my horse economy set up, or I haven't got the horses out, or I haven't got this and that, but I've got this really nice safety net of all these wonderful events I can use. All I have to do for the first 2 weeks of the game is not fuck it up, basically. Don't lose these events, don't hurt my hunters so much that then I'm not able to use these events. And that's why he just basically just stuck 2 hunters in Paris and just supplied quite a lot once he dealt with all the spy stuff and whatever. And it gave him everything he needed. So, yeah, that's really hard. You need one more turn. This is why I think going to Madrid would have been better, because then you could cause a few issues where there's a lot kind of more uncertainty about where you go after Madrid. Do you then go, do you go back on South Atlantic coast to Madrid and then back to South Atlantic coast? Did you go Alicante, then Madrid, then South Atlantic coast? Did you go Madrid and then Granada, and then you can split either side to go South Atlantic or Mediterranean? And then you could put bats into here, punt Mina even further backwards. The minute that Mina discovered, you're not in Madrid, so you're all stuck on the outside, then it's quite easy then to work out, well, you can only go one way or the other, whereas if you go into Madrid, you can kind of go loop-de-loops around the different directions, and it's harder then to work out where exactly you are. Might still play Renewed Vigor and still pounce on you anyway, but then, if Mina was delayed, maybe not. I think going to Bordeaux or Marseille at some point during the trail was kind of critical, because you'd then be able to do some plays later where even if the trail in Spain wasn't that great, if the hunters tried to catch you by going through Marseille, fog them and keep them delayed, or bat them away, and you can then push them into this nasty desecrated soil lair. That's the problem. But the minute you commit to Granada, it's something like, oh crap, I've now got to get all the way to Alicante. I mean, what's the other option? That you try to bluff like a wolf form, but then you're going to see with your wolf form on the trail, which is not what you want to be doing. So yeah, it's all a bit awkward, unfortunately. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think going into Spain was a bad idea. It's just the timing just didn't quite work out. Would trying to wolf form past, Surin and Gadami to the east being better? Maybe. But then if you get caught, then that's a very awkward game. But then now in hindsight, they didn't have horses, so as long as they didn't check Zagreb, you might have been okay. Or you might have been able to get to Munich and then wolf form all the way to Sarajevo, and then misdirect Munich, and then they wouldn't have known where you were, and you're further past them, if that makes sense. So maybe you just had to commit earlier. They might have, but then again, that could have backfired because they might have moved across earlier to try to block Munich. They might be really scared of you doing that, so they might have moved across. So maybe you could have gone Frankfurt, Nuremberg, Munich, and then wolf form, and then misdirect Munich. And then the problem is they wouldn't know if it was a Strasbourg wolf form, a Munich wolf form, a Zurich wolf form, and then there's quite a lot of other places you have to check then. So as long as they don't jump on you in Munich, which is pretty unlikely because it would have been day 3 or day 4? You've only made 3 moves. Would they have moved to Munich? If you'd wolf formed, would they have moved to Munich? I don't know. But I don't think they would move immediately to Zagreb, because there's a big risk. If you're not there, they've wasted a move going on to a small city. And then they have to move back again, because they can't supply for items here. So I think maybe that might have been the way to have to do it. Obviously, really easy in hindsight, because they don't have horses. There's a big risk that they both have horses, and then you're trying to deal with 2 really equipped hunters in the East. But then you could do some stuff with maybe double spy in Sarajevo and Sofia, or Sarajevo and Belgrade. That maybe weakens their ability to do stuff. The other two hunters are nowhere nearby, so you can do some shenanigans in Baltica, or the Balkans, however you want to call them, and then you leave. That's an option, but I'm not saying Philly played badly. It's just yeah, the cards just didn't quite fall for you, and it's like all games, right? There's always going to be an element of luck in everything. Hopefully, across a whole league of you're playing 8-10 matches, you'd like to think that skill will override luck. But luck is always going to be a factor in any type of game that you play. And it's just then being adapting to that. But there's sometimes where you just have to be like, okay, I didn't have the run of the green, but it's the way it is. So yeah, big win for WcKaczek. Very well played. So that puts him in a very strong position. Again, as I said before, I don't think it affects really too much how Pizza Wizard's going to play, but then potentially it might mean Pizza Wizard has to beat WcKaczek by a very big IDS margin, potentially. So that could matter. But yeah, WcKaczek's put himself in a very strong position, and he can sit there and watch the Pizza Wizard game. I think Pizza Wizard's playing tonight, at the time of recording. So if that's the case, that might decide things. And then Pizza Wizard doesn't win that match, and Met King really wants to beat Pizza Wizard because he's played against him 3 times already this championship, and he hasn't won one. So Met King's desperate to win. So Met King might just end Pizza Wizard's championship here. We'll have to see. But then obviously, if that is the case, then there's still a battle for second and third. Philly can still get third. Met King might be able to overtake Philly, so that it's not all quite set in stone yet. So yeah, it's going to go down to the final week in terms of the final standings. They won't all be set in stone, but it'd be nice if we can take it down to the game between Pizza Wizard and WcKaczek, and it's almost like the championship match. It'd be very exciting. So hopefully I'll be able to record that, or somebody else will. It'll be fantastic to see. So yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, apologies as well. Yeah, I was trying to say it during the middle and everything. Apologies if the game music was a little bit too loud, because I was I wanted to listen to what Philly was saying, but then the music was quite loud from his perspective, and if I turned down the music, then obviously it would turn down his voice. So yeah. So thank you for watching, folks. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I shall see you in the next episode very soon. I don't know when that'll be, but keep an eye out on all of the channels, which you'll find in the description of this video, because one of them will be putting up videos, or one of them will be live streaming at some point. Okay, or if I find out in time, I can put up a community post on my channel to let you know. But thank you for watching. Any comments will be appreciated as always, and I shall see you in another episode very, very soon. Well played to both players. They've had amazing championships. I'm sure Philly will be keen to redeem himself in later games, but and WcKaczek will be going for the championship. So yeah, very well played to both. They've had great leagues. Yeah, thanks for watching. I'm going to end. See you in another one very soon. Take care, folks. Bye bye.